Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home with minimal equipment. We're going to use a set of dumbbells, a fit ball, and a band, and that's it. So go ahead and grab those items and we'll get started. Remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So do 5 to 10 minutes of some movement to get your heart rate up. Walk around the block, walk up and down the stairs, do some of my warm-up videos that I've done. Things like that. You can march in place. Lots of different things you can do. Mix it up. So we're going to start today with a chest press with a bridge on the ball. So start by sitting on the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can do this on the floor. So just you can either do it just lying on your back or lying on a bench if you have one. Or you can do it lying on your back and then going up into a bridge so that you're mimicking what we're doing with the ball here. Okay, so sit on the ball and then you're just going to walk yourself out to a bridge. So I'm going to scoot myself back here a little bit. You want your head and neck resting comfortably on the ball, the weight in your heels, and a nice flat surface between your knees and your shoulders. Okay, we're going to take these right at your shoulders here and press them straight towards the ceiling. Chest press, we'll go 10. So you can keep them turned out like I have them, similar if you were like holding a bar. 6. Or you can bring your elbows in and keep them like this. Either way will work. Hello, Baloo. Okay, so this is something that you may recognize as a motion if you think about, the bar bench press that you may do in a gym. But what I like about this is, first of all, you're using 2 dumbbells, so it's a little bit more difficult. Baloo's gonna exercise with us. Also, you're having to stabilize yourself on the ball or by doing a bridge on the floor. So by doing a bench press, I'm not saying a bench press is bad, but the reason I like doing these things is that we're adding in stability. We're making more muscles work more than just like your pecs and your shoulders. So we're having to stabilize using dumbbells. We're having to stabilize doing a bridge on the ball. And overall, you're using a lot more muscles and probably burning more calories. Okay, now we're going to stand up and do a reverse lunge. So, get my camera here, make sure it's okay. So I like to do these, we've talked about this, at a kitchen counter or somewhere where you're hanging on in front of you so that you can really step back. Now, when you do a reverse lunge, you want to put your weight in the heel of your front foot. So you want to take a big step back and then go straight down. So notice you don't have to lift up your toe, but I'm just doing that sort of for emphasis. Big step back, straight down. So you really, the point of going backwards is so that you will go straight down and that you're not going forward over that toe. It can put a lot of shear force through your knee if you're doing lunges going forward like that. So I like to start with reverse lunges. Now you can hold one of those dumbbells or both of those dumbbells. I prefer probably one so that you have one hand available for balance. Keep your chest up nice and tall. You're really sitting far back, and then you're bending both knees. It's common for people to kind of want to do this and keep this back knee straight, but it's just like you're going to just kneel down if you were going to step back and kneel down. You don't have to touch your knee. You can do this in a smaller range of motion. You can do it more here. Like I said, you can have a weight in one hand. You have that other hand available to hang on if you need to for balance. If you do the weight in one hand, switch about halfway through. Let's do one more on each side. Big step back, weight in the heel of that front foot, and your knees are all going at a 90-degree angle. All right, good. Reverse lunges. Okay, now we're going to do an overhead triceps extension with a band or a tube. So I've got my tube set up here. Overhead, you can either put it here or put it about head height in the door. But if you keep it up there, then you're sure that it's not going to slip down. Now we're going to turn around, stagger your feet. So take a big step forward with one foot. Get your elbows close to your ears. And then you're going to push straight out. 2. So you want to keep those elbows in, close to your ears, and just straighten your arms. So instead of it being like here, and you're trying to, so you almost want to press up a little bit. So up away from your head. Breathe. Let's do 2 more. Elbows in, keep those elbows tight. And 10. Good. All right. Really working on the backs of those arms there, your triceps. Okay, next we're going to do a little bit of agility. So I'm going to turn my camera again just a little. And I want to do some grapevine. So sometimes it's called karaoke, sometimes it's called grapevine. You're going to push 1 foot in front and then 1 foot behind. So once you kind of get that motion down, 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind, see if you can do it a little more quickly. Get some lateral movement, a little bit of agility for those feet. Only go as quickly as you are comfortable with as far as safety. Just go back and forth in your room. Notice that I'm not going very far here. This isn't a very big room, but if you want to, you could go up and down a hallway. You could do this outside on a sidewalk. This is something that I do after I go for a run. I do some lateral movements afterwards to kind of loosen up my hips and engage those other muscles so that my hip flexors and my hamstrings don't get so sore. Okay, so do that for about 30 seconds to a minute, just back and forth in your room or up and down your hallway, something like that. And only go as quick as is safe for you. If you feel really uneasy with this or really unsafe, you could do it at your kitchen counter. You know, just go back and forth along your kitchen counter so that you've got support all the way back and forth. There's a lot of different ways. You could also do it with your back against a wall or even your front against a wall. Different ways that you can do it for support if you're feeling uneasy about that one. Okay, next we're going to grab that ball again and we're going to do some hip extension. Let's see. On ball. All right, there's a couple different ways that I do this sometimes, so I couldn't remember what I had written down. Okay, so we're going to go onto the ball like this. If you don't have a ball, you can be on your hands and knees and we'll do a one leg hip extension like that. So join us like that if you don't have a ball or if you feel uneasy doing this on a ball. So your hands are just lightly touching here for balance. You're not putting a whole lot of pressure on your hands. And then your toes are on the ground. So what you're going to do is lift your heels. You want your legs straight. Hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds and then come back down. So I'm just bringing them out so that my body is all in one big straight line from the top of my head to my heels. 3. So this is a good glute exercise. Holding the weight of your legs up. Keep breathing. I know that can be difficult laying on a ball like this. If that is too much for you, you may want to do this just on the ground like I was demonstrating before I started this one. Let's do 4 more. Just balancing with those hands. Try to keep your feet close together. And just that good straight line from the top of your head down through your heels. And I think 1 more. All right, good. You can roll back off. And remember, since we had our head down a little bit there, take a moment to make sure that your blood pressure returns to normal before you stand back up. We're going to use this ball one more time for the last exercise. Again, if you don't have a ball, you can sit on the edge of a chair and do this. make sure that I'm going to turn this camera just a little bit. So I'm going to show you kind of straight on, but it's easiest sometimes to put your feet against a wall. So I'll just demonstrate that. So if you're against a wall, I want you to turn like you're over on your hip. This is definitely easier against a wall. So your lower leg is in front, your top leg is behind, and they're just staggered here. So you can see I'm against the wall there for support, and then I'm over on this right hip. Now what I'm going to do is turn my shoulders towards the wall and then come up like this. This would be really hard, I think, to do out in the middle of the room because your feet need something to go up against. So this is working on your obliques. So really thinking about you're on that hip, but then your shoulders are turned as much as they can be towards the wall. Now, similar to when we do straight abs, or straight kind of crunches on the wall, you want to go back and come up, but don't come all the way up. Don't release that muscle. You're trying to really engage that muscle and fatigue it. So that being said, if you get to 10 and it's not very hard, you're not feeling it very much yet, do a few more. So you can do them nice and slowly. So now we're going to switch sides. So we're going to put your bottom foot in front, top foot behind, over on that left hip. Turn your shoulders towards the wall. Lean back, and then don't quite come all the way up. Keep breathing. 8, 9, and 10. All right, that is it for today. So, like I said, if you don't have a ball, you can do that one, kind of on a chair. It might be easier to kind of maybe sit straight on the chair because it's going to hurt to be on your hip, but you could sit straight on the chair and then pull up to the opposite sides type of thing. Or you could try it lying on the floor. Most people do have a fit ball lying around, so it might be something that you can invest in if you don't have one. All right. Go ahead and do these through 1 to 2 more times. You can add some cardio in between to keep that heart rate pumping and make sure you get a really great workout. And as always, please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time.